we are trying tonight. We are trying one of the most sought after bottles of bourbon.
Are we ever?
Probably not the most sought after, but one of the most sought after bottles of bourbon. And it's hard to find. I think anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere. That's a true statement.
I think anywhere it's hard to find. But we got lucky, and we were at Liquor King. Paul and
hold
I.
on. So
We're at Liquor King.
you were where was I?
You were in Florida gallivanting around.
Gallivanting.
Oh, yeah, I was working in a hurricane disaster zone.
At a resort that was not touched.
Resort, where you were taking pictures of your toes dangling into a pool with a drink in your hand.
With an umbrella.
Wow, that must have been a tough gig you had going on there.
Yeah, well, there were pockets of sanity where I had to grab it where I could, and
It was just a good week's worth of it.
So while I was out there working my fingers to the bone, collecting seashells and sand dollars,
Right.
you guys,
shouting
you guys were
seashores by
able
the
to.
seashore.
You were able to go to the Liquor King and up on the third shelf up on the point stand, they had a Blanton's bottle sitting there.
Blanton's, yeah.
So when I hear Blanton's, I'm like, I mean, have you had Blanton's before
This is
this
the first
evening?
time I've ever had it.
This is my second.
Oh.
Second. Not the first time on Troy.
It's not my first time either.
Not bad.
But I'm not going to say anything.
It's not bad. But I've had it quite a lot. I've had it quite a lot, to be honest.
So my elk trip, it was serving Blanton's on a fountain. It was a frozen fountain.
It was on top, for God's sakes.
It was not only 93 proof. It was about 150 proof. Anyways, yeah. So
Second time.
I really need to drink more to really. I'm going to dive in. I'm going to dive in right now.
It's better now that it's. I've been letting it sit. It's your standard Buffalo Trace. It's good. I like it. I think it could stand to be higher proof.
I think that's part of the problem. Like its reputation is so.
I think the
ahead of it. So ahead of it, right?
The word that we want to use is it's Blandons. It's not Blanton's. It's Blandons.
Oh.
It's very bland.
Bland.
It's just the flavors aren't horrible. First of all, look, it's good. I scored a 6 or 7 because it's not bad. I would drink this.
I think it's good
all day long.
It's an easy sipper. It's an easy drink.
Oh, easy.
It is. It's only 93 proof, which is probably why we think it's bland.
But we have better.
Yeah, we really have.
We have much better. Than
There's
this.
not a lot of. It's hard to break down the flavors in it because there's like so many, like the stone fruit.
There is no. Well, it's your typical. It's your typical Buffalo
there's no
Trace.
stone fruit in it. I just did that for Paul's through.
I think it's a sweet bourbon.
It is, but it's not like a TX whiskey sweet.
No, it's not that sweet.
Yeah,
but there's some sweetness in this. Like the previous one that we had, the French liquid did not have any sweetness. At least I didn't pick anything up.
Oh, right. Huge. Yeah, that French lick was
yummy.
It was good. But wow, man, it was.
Remember, collectively we gave it an 8 because we threw out the two lowest scores.
Throughout the low and the high, so it's 7.
No, just the two lowest scores.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just like
would
I said,
I buy it again?
Its reputation.
Yes, I would buy it again, but I would not hunt it out.
Yeah, I'm surely not going to drop 2,000 points on it.
No, it was only 1,000 points.
Oh. But what's fun about Blanton's is that it has those cool looking
top corks,
right? And then you can buy the board, and I don't know if you know that, but there's a letter on each one. And so you buy the board, and it spells out Blanton's.
Right.
So it becomes a collector's item simply because people are looking for the B, the L, the A, the N.
Well, we'll keep this bottle. When we finish it, we'll keep this bottle.
So look on the bottle. If you look, Mr. Producer, if you look at the base of the horse, you'll see a letter.
Oh, that's a wiener?
Probably in his back leg. A?
Letter A?
So it's got the A, right? And so I don't know if it's kind of like you remember when McDonald's did those Monopoly?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, those were fantastic.
Yeah, and you could find...
They found out it was fucking rigged, and everybody's like...
Did you watch that documentary?
No.
No.
Yes, it's
But
fascinating.
I remember like
Complete scam.
a whole bunch of things were easy to find, and then there were a couple that were like impossible to find.
Well, a guy that was in with making the things.
How is it a scam? What
Because the
happened?
guy that was involved in making them was pulling the other ones and keeping them for himself
Oh my!
and selling
God.
them to. He worked with gangsters.
Are you kidding?
No, and
wow,
he
I
and
never
he would
heard
get
this.
and he would get. There's a documentary out there on, I think it's maybe Netflix or HBO or something like that. And he worked with his buddies who was tied to the mob, and they would use distant family relatives and
And
would
collect
say
winnings.
here's winning ticket.
yeah, but
We get
the tickets were so
30% of it or something like
small.
that.
Yeah, but I mean, the prizes
Unbelievable.
that you would win were minuscule. I
No,
mean,
they were all the
no,
ones.
no,
they
no.
weren't.
There were some big time prizes. He was
Like
talking
what?
about-
$1 million.
He was talking about the grand prizes. And
Yeah, the
stuff.
grand prizes is what they were controlling.
So they were like, "Hey man, you're gonna win $1 million, but we're taking $850,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
and you'll get 150 grand.
And the taxes come out of your 150.
Yeah, or however it works, right?
That is unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean, it's freaking McDonald's. How can they not?
and it's a good documentary because it was called McBillions, I think, or McMillions.
Oh, that's
The documentary,
nauseating.
and they interviewed people at McDonald's who were in charge of it, saying we thought we were foolproof. We had all this safety, we had all the security, whole 9 yards,
And
and
they still got played.
they still got played because the guy on the inside was
pulling
pulling
the
the tickets.
stamps.
I mean, look, it's if you're printing them and you have that authority, you're able to do
Oh
that.
yeah,
But
for sure.
I recall.
Yeah, the printer that was doing it, I think, went out of business. Even though I think the guy worked for the printer. I think is how it worked, or was
That was
affiliated
cool,
with
though.
it or
and
something.
they,
I love pulling
and they
those tabs
lost their
off.
business. They
I
lost their
believe so,
business
yeah.
because of that.
I
Because
love
they interviewed a bunch of the people that
pulling the
worked.
tabs off and saving all
was
the
fun.
Oriental Railroad and the blues and the
Oh yeah.
and the purples, the
Yeah.
Vermont or and the all the way down to you got the Indiana Park,
Those
blue-
Boardwalk and Park Place.
blue
were the
ones
Oh,
big
it was
and-
ones.
totally the monopoly.
Man,
board.
it was a lot of fun playing it. It's just too bad, At least there were a shitload of like free soft drinks and McRib sandwiches.
Yeah,
that
you
were
got
free.
some free stuff. That's
Yeah,
true.
so there was some cool stuff in there that hey, you get a small order of burger and fries, and buy one get one free. That was great.
Yeah.
Walk in there
I
with
tell
$2.
you what, and it probably worked in terms of increasing revenue.
I think they talk about all that and how successful it was.
Yeah,
they did it for
because-
years.
Oh yeah, I remember it.
And this scam went on for a while.
There are tons of scams out there.
I
And the
know.
there's
FBI got
probably more than
involved,
that.
the whole 9 yards. I mean, I recommend watching it. It was fascinating.
Well, before we
Wow.
get too far into the podcast, it's November 8th. It's a voting day. It's Dudes Like Us. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
I'm Jeff. That's called Election Day.
Election
election.
day.
What did I
Not
say?
Voting
Voting day?
Voting Day.
It's
voting day. Well, Blanton's is the choice of bourbon for this evening, and
In celebration of the supposed red wave
Yeah.
that's coming.
well,
And you're wearing a red shirt in celebration of that as
Oh,
well.
there we go. I didn't even do that on purpose.
oh,
And I have a red thong on too.
Oh, we don't need to see that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I can respect that. Anyway, to finish my thought on Blanton, so kind of like that McDonald's Monopoly thing, you have to collect the little, the you said the stoppers or
The caps.
corks, and they have letters on them. And the idea is there's a Blanton's board, and then it spells out Blanton and Blanton's maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
if we get another, like I said,
And then
we'll keep this
So that's
bottle.
what people do. That's what people do. That's why they spend like
Man,
$200-$300 getting
that's ridiculous.
the one bottle that has the E on it. And
Well, there's
yeah.
about 4 or 5 different Blantons. That's not all this.
But look, here's the deal.
I think
Before
I don't know
a
the
time
answer to that.
where
There is.
we would
Okay.
buy our own bourbons. we collect bourbons. We put them in your collection, but we have we have a private stash at each one of our houses, and you have your preferred bourbons. If Blanton's is your preferred bourbon, which is
No.
difficult because it's difficult to get,
it's hard to find. Yeah.
that would be easy to do to collect those caps and spell out the word.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do? What I would want is if I were able to collect all of them, I want something from Blanton's.
Some different ones.
I'm just saying, hey, look, I collected all of them. Here's a picture of them. Blanton's should come up and say, hey, you know what? Thank you. And here's 100 proof bottle of Blanton's.
Yeah, they should give you a free
on the
bottle.
house.
That
so
would
it's
be
kind
nice.
of so it's kind of like if you're able to win the Monopoly McDonald's, if you're able to get all the Blantons, they give
Then
you a free
they
bottle.
should give you a free bottle. I think
Well,
that's a great idea.
I think it should be a specialty bottle.
Maybe
And it should be very proprietary to winning the cap. Call it the cap bottle.
maybe they do. I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be a good promotion. I'm just saying.
But I tell you what, they're very smart about. Somehow they get their name out there as, like, elite.
Well, it's got a very.
Because I will tell you, people who know nothing about bourbon,
I want the one with the horsey on it.
very often they'll say Blanton's,
Well, it's because it's been
or they'll say, is it Whistle Pig or no? What's the Piggy? Not Piggy.
Whistle Pig.
No. Pappy's.
Oh, Pappy's, which is also Buffalo Trace.
And those are people that never drink bourbon can come out and say, oh, is it Pappy Van Winkle's or is it
Yeah,
Blanton's?
I'm drinking a 3,000 bottle.
They know that.
Bottle.
And so somehow Blanton's has made everyone aware that don't even drink bourbon.
I think part
they're
of it,
the elite.
part of it
And
has
that's good
to do
advertising. I don't know.
with there was the John Wick. That's what John Wick drank. So it was
Really?
kind of I think that's I don't know if that's where it started, but it gained popularity then.
Really, the
Yes.
movies, John Wick.
John Wick. That was the bourbon John Wick
So
drank.
if he had drank, say, Old Williamsburg on the show,
Maybe
that would.
I
be,
think it already had a mystique to it,
I know.
right? As a
I
nice
know.
as a high end.
That's why they
bourbon.
picked it.
Right. It looks classy. The bottle is nice.
It's a very classy
The top
bottle.
is unique. I think all of that goes into it, and probably the aesthetic of it is very, very nice.
Yeah. And what are all the different tops? I mean, they're not all horses.
Yeah, they're all horses.
They're not like a thimble and a race car
Uh,
and
Wheelbarrow,
wheelbarrow,
a
Hat.
wheelbarrow,
a shoe, dog.
iron
condom.
used.
What?
I'm just saying it's not a condom.
No,
Yeah,
they're all
but-
horses in a
Probably there's a
stride,
blow up.
kind of like the Stations of the
Hindenburg.
Cross you see in church.
Wow.
Kind of like that.
Sacrilegious right there.
Well,
All right,
speaking
anyway.
of sacrilegious,
So there we go.
have we've got the date. I mean, hey man, we're in the middle of November. This is very exciting. The temperature is not 100 degrees outside.
No, it isn't.
No.
All right. We've got Thanksgiving around the corner. This is magical time of the year. I don't give a shit.
Well, the
Yes.
weather outside is
Mm-mm.
frightful.
Oh, you can eat your meat
And
pie.
this
Isn't
fire
Thanksgiving when you have your
so
meat pie?
delightful.
Yeah, no one's really made the meat pie in a while. Like I wish they would, but because everyone that used to make it died. So
Is that Cuban or where'd that come from?
it's tourtière. So I don't know where tourtière comes from. I think it's French.
What are you talking about? Tootsie
It is tourtière is a French. I don't know if it's French. It's a basically meat pie. It's a hamburger. It's a beef. I think.
Did you say there was cloves in it?
I think it has some spice like that in there. Some cloves
Some
and
baking spice
Clove.
allspice.
that you smell in your bourbons?
I literally
I smell burpee.
I didn't listen to it that long ago because I'm a year behind.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you're just now getting to
Such a piece of
Thanksgiving
shit,
last
man.
year.
I know.
You suck.
I know.
You're an animal. But the whole thing about this time of year, of course, everyone loves it. And I'm giddy. And you were talking about Will Ferrell doing something for a promotional thing in Houston.
I mean,
he's promoting Beto.
campaigning. He's campaigning with
Yeah.
Beto, and I'm like,
Beto.
But I think of Will Ferrell, and I just
I think he's funny.
I pulled up something on him. Where is it? Do you know his net worth? And is only 160 million.
What a loser!
What a loser.
No, I'm just saying.
Shit, if I had won the Powerball, I'd be
$2
wealthier
billion. Somebody won it.
Yeah, in
in
California.
California.
Mm-mm-mm.
Really?
And
Why?
they're going to get taxed the shit out there.
Who cares? That
Well, I
much money?
don't. Well, they're going to get taxed more than if we would have won
The
it.
cash value was $900 million. Over that.
Are you saying that
That's
there
generational
was,
with.
there was 60% tax on that?
If you take the lump sum,
No, it's not 60%, is it?
well, 50% is $1
If
billion.
it's 2.1 billion and you get 900 million,
No, it was $2 billion. The last one.
2.1.
When you take the lump,
2.1.
when you take the lump sum, they give you because they're going to pay you over what 30 years.
If you do the non-cash
Right.
value, yeah.
So they make money to get to that $2 billion. So you don't get a full $2 billion. They're saying we're going to give you the $900 million you invested how you want to get to your $2 billion.
Right.
All right. So
It
if
was-
you want to cash out right then, it's $900 million. Do you pay the taxes on that $900 million?
Yes.
So, well, that sucks. So you only get $900 million of the $2 billion. So what happens to the other $1.1 billion that you supposedly won?
It stays with the people that run
Yeah.
the program.
Well, you
All right.
choose. Do you
Well,
want
that's
your
bullshit. So-
yearly allotment or do you want the lump sum?
So do they take? Well, how much do they give you a year?
I don't know. On $2 billion, I have no idea.
I mean, but it does add up to $2 billion at the end of 30 years.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
But everybody takes the cash value. Everybody does.
They say that's what you're supposed to do.
And then you invest it, and you'll make more money than you would if you were to do the annuity or whatever it is,
Right.
the
I don't
payout.
know.
And you know what's funny? So Jerry and I were on our way back from Colorado, and we both put in $20 and got $40 worth of tickets. And then, of course, you know how it is. We have a 15-hour drive, and we're sitting like, okay, what would be the first thing you do? Right? You literally are holding the winning ticket.
Oh, I'd go get a whore.
What's the first thing you do? And I was thinking, okay,
I
well,
get a lawyer.
well, think about it. They're going to give you, I don't know if they give you a check or they wire it, but you can't put $980 million into your Wells Fargo account.
Why not?
That's just a bad idea.
Why?
Because first off, FDIC only insures up to a certain amount.
$100,000, right?
Right. So I was actually my sister. My sister's, she
We'd
works.
find a financial planner.
Yes, you do. But what are they going to tell you? So you're going to take that $980 million and you're going to divide it across like 50 banks? I mean, I was curious, like, again, what's the very first thing you do? You can't just take that and put it into Wells Fargo in your own account. You can't. You got to hire some sort of
You buy
financial
something.
institution. No, you don't do that.
Why not?
I'm talking about right away. Like, yes, you're going to do all that stuff.
You
But-
you get a lawyer and you get a financial planner that you trust.
Yes, but
And they're going to tell you how to do it.
right,
We don't know how to do it. They know how to do it.
right. Right.
Because I've got a financial company that I worked with up in Cincinnati for years, and my parents actually started with them. One of the first clients, and they handle over like $20 billion now.
Right.
They grew so big, and the boys' school accounts are all through them. So I'd call them and say, "This just happened. I want to come up there, and we're going to sit down and figure this out."
Right.
And then they would say, "This is what you need to do. You know, you wire it here, there. You split it up against whatever. I don't know. How
Right.
they
You're
do
like,
it,
I won the lottery again.
but
Again.
for the third time,
For the third time. What do I do with this money? And they're like, oh, come on up. We'll talk about it.
right?
Nice.
Yeah, well, it's a nice
That's what you
daydream. Everyone loves to.
Oh,
Everyone.
It's so much fun to dream about it. That's exactly what we did. And we were like, what are you going to do first? Well, you're going to pay off all your debt. Everybody says that. Pay off all your debt. And then are you going to pay off all the debt of your family members, right? And then what about the family member that is totally financially irresponsible? And there are tons of debt. And then his sister is like, has no debt. And you got to be fair. So I was like, oh, well, if they're $80,000 in debt, then you give $80,000 to everyone in your immediate family. And then if that puts him back to zero, and then the rest of them can have some fun with $80,000. And that's not all you do. If you win $800 million, you probably set up like trusts or annuities or help your immediate family out, right? And then after that, that's where you start to focus on how to invest this money.
Mm.
Real estate.
I say fuck everybody.
Really?
You're
not gonna give
building
it
an
to
underground
anybody?
bunker in your backyard.
You're not even going to help us out? I mean, come on,
Oh, I
bro.
would. Well, you guys would never have to pay for anything because I would always pay for it.
Oh, nice. What do you do anyway?
Could we retire? We want to retire with you.
Yeah, I want to
I
retire.
mean, if I had $900 million, I'm
Seriously.
thinking.
Would you buy more Blanton?
I mean, well, first of all, you make so much money, so I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know, you
I already
over
have-
the,
I
for the
already have
next 30
millions.
years.
Yeah.
That'd be like I couldn't afford you, frankly.
Yeah, you could.
No.
Would we go to the top?
There's
would,
no way.
Would we become a tier 1 at that point? If
We'd all
if
be
one of-
tier ones. Oh,
no,
shit.
if
We'd have like boats and houses and chateaus.
chalets.
We would have ranches. Huh?
That's what I would have.
I would have a
I
ranch.
would have a large property. Doesn't even need to be that large. It seems to be big enough.
Like 1,000 acres.
So,
I would even do a couple hundred. You know.
When you get that big, it requires someone to maintain it.
no,
Yeah.
you have to have a team. A
Yeah.
team. Yeah,
So
you have to
I'm
have ranch hands and shit.
couple
Absolutely.
hundred acres is more than enough for me, and I wouldn't want it on a densely. I'd have to do a lot of research because I would want fresh water. So
I want a creek or a lake
Crick?
on it.
well,
Like a
Correct.
crick in your neck.
well, I would want a
Yes.
freshwater spring somewhere in there. I'd want some natural resources, like I'd want some coal,
Some minerals,
some minerals that are in there,
some
and they
lithium
have
and
them.
cobalt.
And frankly, they would be probably
Strontium.
a lot of the strontium. So no, but I mean, I would think wisely on the property that I would get, because I would want something fun, but I also want to be able to live off the land a little bit. And if shit hit the fan, I want natural water. I want to be able to drink.
Sure.
And if and I want some land that's full of nutrients. As far I can plant. I don't necessarily want a shitload of crops.
Well, you have to be like that guy we listened to,
That what? What'd you
Will
say?
Harris,
Oh, Will Harris, the
farmer.
industrial farmist.
What about him?
No, he's not an
Farmer.
industrial farmer.
He's
He's
the opposite.
he's oh god, what was it?
He's a meth king?
No,
He was. They call it. It's the type of
regenerative. It's a regenerative farm.
A regenerative farm.
farming.
So this is the kind of meat you'd buy at Whole Foods, where you have the cow, and the cow is fed a certain type of food, and they don't use like fertilizers on the land. Everything in the land
Good. I like
is it gives back.
Sustainable.
Yeah, so it gives back into the community. It costs a little bit more to do, but it's sustainable. However, he was talking on the Joe Rogan show. It is sustainable, but people are they want their meat now.
They want
They
the
want
cheap
it
burger.
cheap, this like that. They want it cheap, and so what that is doing is it's undercutting him. He's not able to sell. He says he's selling 80% less
Wow.
currently, because
That's
what
not
is
good.
the type of he called it a specific type of sales that they use, grain sales, grain bleaching, or
I don't remember that part.
well, it's basically where the guy at Whole Foods is saying, well, this stuff is just as good.
Oh, well, there's different levels, 1 through 5 levels.
Yeah.
So Whole Foods, he started with Whole Foods. He was their main organic or
Supplier.
natural supplier in the beginning.
Okay.
And they brought on a bunch of other people, and they had different levels, 1 to 5. 1 is
It's all organic, but 5 levels of organic.
but yeah, so
Correct.
level 1 is the cow gets grass.
Okay.
Level 2 is a cow gets grass and it gets to roam around outside for a bit. Level 3, it gets to do all that plus something else. And level 5 is the best.
like
right.
have sex as much as it wants.
It's like it's out there. All it's eating is grass, no fertilizer, nothing, right? It's basically living in the wild, essentially.
Super
right?
happy cow.
No hormones, no chemicals, nothing. And he goes, actually, I'm 5+. We've gone even further with that. And because we don't castrate, we don't do anything.
Damn.
And he goes, we're 5+. He goes, what Whole Foods has done is they say, we have 2,000 suppliers of this type of regenerative meat. Well, very small portion of that is actually 5. Most of
like
it's
1 and 2.
like 1,950 of it is 1.
Right.
Right.
Of course, the
And there's-
bare minimum.
Right. So there's a bare minimum. So he's kind of getting disillusioned there because, you know, he goes, I understand that it's a business. You know, people
They
are
gotta
out to
make
make
money.
money. He goes, I was lucky enough. He goes, and we still make money, but it
How'd you hear about this guy?
was on the
He was on the Joe Rogan show. We
Oh,
were
Joe
traveling
Rogan show.
to
Okay.
Santos, Texas, to go pick up our meats that you were once again not privy to because
Well,
you were
I am not privy to. That's an excellent way to put it.
Right.
Paul's leaving town. Oh, he is. Oh, let's go get some meat.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was
Exactly how it happens.
It was a
every time.
disappointing trip because when we
Really?
got there, well, I mean, because of the bird flu that they had, the turkeys weren't available.
Like
the
and
none?
turkeys are extremely expenve.
currently, yeah,
Oh, yeah. No,
$8 a pound ish.
yeah, we heard. Well, and it was during COVID too. Remember,
Yeah.
I spent like $40 on a Popeyes chicken, a Popeyes turkey.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Well, the guy, the guy even said, he goes, I didn't buy any because he didn't think any of his customers would buy it at the cost that or the price he'd have to put it at.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't buy any turkeys this year.
Like turkeys, like
Well,
Like
usually
turkeys, they'd buy turkeys, butcher them, and then smoke them.
I see.
and sometimes they
I got
I mean, I buy like 2 full turkeys smoked. They're pre-cooked and they're delicious. I mean, all you got to do is heat them up.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know, and with the hams too. I ended up buying 1 ham. I didn't buy 2.
So
And the hams were more money
so
this
what's
year,
going
too.
to happen this Thanksgiving? You're telling me that nobody can afford turkey this Thanksgiving?
Well, no, I mean, turkeys,
I mean-
I remember turkey you could find 19 cents a pound, right? Now they're $2 a pound at Kroger.
Forget that.
Yeah.
Are people going to pay it?
Well, I mean, that's the whole.
Do you want a turkey?
I guess not.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you're going to get, I mean, I'll be buying one.
we don't typically have turkey at our
We don't either. We have
Thanksgiving.
ham.
We have ham and
No,
turkeys.
we'll have a turkey. We'll have a turkey. I'll smoke a turkey breast and a ham.
Yeah.
We're going down to Houston, so I bet you my father-in-law is going to
Tacos?
buy a turkey.
Some barbacoa.
No, but that sounds wonderful. Actually,
Yeah. What about his Cuban girlfriend? She gonna make us something special? Some jerk turkey?
I don't know. Maybe
Hmm.
she's a good cook.
Maybe
Yeah,
some
she is a good
oxtail.
cook, man. That's what it was. We had some oxtail something
Oxtail.
last time
It was
she
actually
was in
good.
town.
That was really good.
It was gelatinous.
It
Yeah,
was,
it,
was very
you have to get it
gelatinous.
at a very specific temperature.
Yeah.
So we went down to Santos, Texas, and we they didn't have the brick of ribeye either.
You
You
didn't
know?
have your rib roast.
Yeah, I like to get the ribeye you slice. You know, when you get your ribeye, you slice
Oh
it.
yeah.
Well, I usually get like the one that's
No,
10
you're,
10
you're
pounds, and
saying
it's-
ribeye, but you mean filet mignon.
No,
No,
it's a rib roast.
it's a rib. It's the it's
Oh,
a,
okay.
they
My bad,
take the
my bad.
ribeye and they slice the rib into ribeyes, the little
Okay,
piece.
I
And
got
I
you,
usually get
I
like
got
a
you.
log of it,
Okay.
and I like to cook the whole log and then slice it up. And
But I thought, what do you call it? I mean, because filet mignon's the same way. You get
That's a tenderloin.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get a
it's a-
tenderloin and you slice it up, and those your
I've done that before.
those are your filet mignon.
so they didn't have it. So anyway, so
Now, why didn't
Are-
they have that? I mean, what's the problem? Why are
Well,
we running out of shit here?
I think that I don't know. I can't explain it. They made it sound like, well, you need to pre-order that. We do sell those, but you need to pre-order it.
So they didn't have a huge supply.
Yeah,
is what it
and
sounds
normally they have had it in the past.
Maybe
So-
you're lucky. I don't know.
They're true. So the tradition is that Jeff and I we go to this excursion. We go to Santos, Texas, to the Kennedy Sausage Farm, and we buy our food.
Right.
And
as
we
soon as
co-
I leave town. Yeah, keep
as
going.
soon as you leave, yeah,
It's our
wait.
tradition.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. No, I get it. I get
yeah,
it.
it's
Hey,
dudes
Paul,
without
when do
you.
Hey, Paul, when are you leaving this year? I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, no reason. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're not gonna. Yeah, why?
So on the way back, we usually hit up a barbecue joint, and it's on the other side of the highway. And this time we opted out. We got an opportunity to hit another barbecue joint, but it's all the way in McKinney.
Yeah.
So-
wow, that's like, where is Santos? Or
Santos is about almost 2 hours away.
Yeah,
like in what direction?
It's past Weatherford.
southwest.
Oh God! So McKinney's the exact opposite side of the
Yes.
of
Yeah.
the world.
It's a big diagonal.
Oh, big
Yeah.
time, big time.
Right.
so,
So you
we
decided to go all the way over there.
Yes.
Yeah, we went all the way every year, and then on the way back, plus it was raining. Not just raining, but
It was
was
hard rain.
I heard it rained a lot
Pounding.
while I was gone.
pounding rain. I was
Yeah.
like, God bless. And it followed us because we were going with the rain.
Right.
So we get ahead of it a little bit. And I'd be like, all right, cool, it's calmed down.
Those
And all of a sudden,
slam
it
into
comes
you
right
again.
behind us. And again.
So are the lakes all filled up again? I mean,
After that, they should have done something because it was a lot.
I heard it was a lot.
There was a lot of volume of water for sure.
Like in multiple storms too, not just that
So-
one day.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
we get out to that barbecue joint, and it's a buddy of mine. He's got a family. His sister actually married a gentleman, and they both own some property out there where they slice and dice cows. So we sampled some of their stuff.
Nice.
Fantastic pastrami.
It was good.
Oh man, the pastrami is fantastic. The brisket's fantastic. All the meat was fantastic. I ordered a smorgasbord of food.
He did. It was funny. It was funny. I got a sandwich. They come out on this big tray, all these plates. I was like,
Okay.
oh, I got one plate. Sean has 4 plates of food.
Oh, yeah. They call that gluttonous.
We didn't
Well,
finish it.
I took
Isn't that what's that movie where the head shows up in the box, The Seven Sins or something? Crazy?
7 signs or 7
But
signs.
look, I
Yeah.
knew I wasn't going to eat it all. I took most of it home, and in fact, I ate it over the course of 2 days.
Yeah, it was a lot of
because I
food.
froze a bunch of it.
Nice.
Yeah. So we went out there and we're talking to the gentleman that owns the place and the butchery part, and we start going into the details of how we break down the cow, and we start.
We've had a podcast on that. The
Well,
parts
we
of
do, but
the
we
parts
did-
of a cow.
not quite from this perspective. So
This is
we're
the new
out-
angle that
Yeah. So what I
that
was
came up.
what I was kind of driving at, I was like, man, it is amazing how some of these folks, because we just got done listening to Will Harris, so we felt like we're like really educated.
Oh yeah.
And
Right.
so we started talking about the cow and how we use every part of the cow. And I was just thinking, you use the horns, the tongue, you got the teeth even, and you use
The hooves.
I mean, some of the Chinese use like the bull dicks, and they save them, they dry them out, and they put it in their tea, and it's supposed to do something for your mill.
It's good to keep the yang up.
Yeah, what is it? The lobito, and
Beto.
the and they went.
It
I mean,
wi- it
they even go
widens
as
your
far
beto.
as they sell the testicles.
Yeah.
And they go as far as even taking the scrotum and slicing that off and making a little
They can like change
little
purse.
change purse out of it. You
Oh, good lord.
store a couple golf balls in there, something like that. And so I asked the guy, I'm like, well, what do they do with the vagina?
The look this guy gave Sean was just like,
You said the word vagina. You said the V
Yes.
word.
Well,
Yes.
dude, look, seriously, look, they use every part of the cow. What?
Could you at least say bovine vag?
is that better?
Look,
well, actually, it might not.
he
Never mind.
he
No,
looked-
you're good. You're good.
he was puzzled. He was like, we just discard that.
Yeah.
I mean,
he
but-
goes,
but
we,
I
That's
mean-
so sexist.
but I'm like, but why?
Yeah, there's
You
gotta
know,
be
I'm
gotta be
just
some
like,
good bovine vag out there.
well, what I'm thinking is that
can that be used for anything?
that
Can
cow
use a lot of
vag
things.
has got to be. Look, well, they got stillborn boots out there. Okay, stillborn boots. You can go buy
Yeah.
them. That's the stillborn boots. If you know what that is baby calves that come
Born
out
dead.
dead, and the skin is so
Ah.
soft that people have stillborn boots of the calves that come out dead. So imagine what the inner lining of that vagina must be like. I mean,
yeah.
it must be super soft.
How about the things you put over your eyes when you're trying to sleep? You know,
Oh,
like a
It's like a vagina blind.
yeah, vagina. Yeah, vagina
Imagine
goggles.
that.
Bovine vag goggles.
Well, Sean was like, well, I don't know.
Sure.
Maybe you could like make it in like a coat, like a little snuggie. You could climb into it.
Yeah.
It's probably all smooth in there
How about a sheath?
and velvety.
Yeah,
sheath.
maybe like a little like
How-
a,
full body
I'm
sheath?
sorry.
you have a little infant.
Come on, a penile
cuddle.
sheath.
You could like put an infant in there and like wrap it up, and now you throw it over your shoulder. and-
I'm just thinking. Next time I go elk hunting, and put a little sheath on there.
But
Look,
it was
look,
funny because the guy just
Stay
looked at
warm.
the guy just looked at Sean like
He's
I've
like,
never been asked that question.
did he say
before.
that?
Yes.
well, but look honestly, and
Leave it to Sean.
the more the
to
more
totally just rattle this guy.
the more I
the
think about it,
unrattleable guy.
the more I think about it, why don't they use
Well, what did he
that
say?
he didn't
didn't know.
say. He
He's
didn't
like,
have an
we
answer.
just cut that out and discard it.
It's just like one of those things. It's
And everything else they use
He goes, I wouldn't mess around with that whole area down there.
is too disturbing.
well, I mean, but there was no real reason except it's just practice. So if that's the practice, that's fine. I get that. However,
think about all the millions of pounds of bovine vag that's being
Oh.
discarded.
I'm waiting for the
We
Mr. Producer to
could.
search cow vagina.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Cow
if
vagina
that's all being
usage.
thrown away. This is a niche market.
Well, look at it. All the insides, the chitlins, the tripe,
Yes.
all the lace fat, everything.
This is a niche market, guys.
It's well, it may be. I don't know who's going to buy it.
Well, they don't have to know. And
Well-
we can be bovinevag.com.
BV.
so the vulva has three main functions: the passage of urine,
Oh, God.
the opening for mating, and it serves as part of the birth canal.
Oh,
All right.
oh.
So included in the
He's
the
still
structure
talking about
are
cows,
the
right?
well, it wasn't very specific on here. I typed in cow vagina use.
Oh.
And well, yeah, they got this one little part. It says sweet and sour cow vagina. I don't
See,
know what that is.
This is where the producer needs to have like a button.
All right, but look,
You know
here's
what I
the
mean?
deal.
Like a.
Yeah, we
Imagine-
need like yellow flags. to call out.
Totally.
Imagine the vagina of
No,
a cow.
stop
okay,
saying
no,
that
come on, stop,
penalty.
stop, stop. Just think. So you have this
Holding.
this internal sac,
Oh god.
and it
That's the
reminds me kind
uterus.
of like a squid. So I mean, hear me out. Hear me
What?
out. So imagine taking that out, cutting it all out, and
Okay.
now you have a flume of flesh,
Flume.
a flume
A
of
phloem.
flesh.
No.
You know how you have the oil slicks in the ocean? They make these big flumes. So you have this, and you slice it like you would a squid for calamari. So can
So you have
ima-
rings?
imagine having huge vaginal rings
Vag-
But would it be like
that you could
exception-
fry up?
Would it be
that-
chewy?
They're the size of a tire.
I can see the conversation now. Is there anything you guys would like to get started with? Oh, absolutely. We'll have the bovine vag rings. And
With some marinara.
the vag rings.
No, but look, I don't care if they use it or
Called
not. I
calamari?
just want to know why.
Calamari. We'll have the calamari. You do know that's vag, right?
Look, they use balls. Okay,
They
they
do.
they eat goat. They
Alrighty.
like
Yes.
they use
yes.
everything. I mean, I don't care,
But
but
not
at the
that.
same time, you got to ask, what's wrong with the cow vagina?
So right after that, was he like, "Hey, listen, we're closing early.
He left
We need
shortly
you. To,
there.
we need you
No,
to leave." Did he
look,
really?
No,
Did he
I-
become uncomfortable and walk
I
off?
think he was kind of uncomfortable at the beginning, and then
I think I sparked a little interest in it because I think there was for a moment he was kind of like,
I mean, were
well,
you
you know,
laughing? Were you cutting up?
oh,
making
we're-
jokes?
Yeah, we were cutting up, but the point is that I think I did spark interest in him because he
He's
was
like-
kind of like, I wonder why we don't. We just don't. It's just like one of those things, X, Y, Z. Skip that, move on, and it's just like, well, why don't you use it? Well, because it's gross. Well, you know what? All of it's gross.
you
and
fry
he-
it up, everything's good, right?
And he probably ran back to wherever his people are, and he goes, "You're not going to believe this. I have the greatest idea.
We're going to start eating the vagina.
I'm going to start harvesting all the
Yeah,
vages."
all those cows, that stuff we just bring it back.
Well, think about it.
All of it.
It's probably like 20 pounds worth of meat
Yeah. Well, not just meat,
Well,
but
hold on.
I mean,
or
look,
cartilage.
It's not like a spam.
I'm not saying you necessarily have to eat it.
That's what I mean. It's you
I
could
mean,
use
you
it
could-
for something.
You can harvest it and make it into a purse. You can make it into it's imagine imagine how soft it is.
You know, they always say like hot dogs and spam and stuff like that is
Big
lips
hot
and
dogs.
assholes.
Well,
They
maybe it's-
never say lips, assholes, and vag.
Well,
Would that change things? Would you eat a hot dog if you knew there was some vag in
No,
there?
I've had a lot of hot dogs, so I don't think it
Ugh.
would change anything. It'd just be like, wow.
You just kind of
okay.
ignore it.
Just like, yeah.
And they always say if you watch that documentary, you would never ever eat that. Maybe that's why.
I don't know.
Okay, well that was a very enlightening
so really,
conversation.
the only thing I looked up right here,
Uh-huh.
I pulled up this interesting
Oh,
little
God.
shindig about. I typed it. It says cow blowing. Have you ever heard cow blowing?
No.
No.
All right, so cow blowing, also called as Kuhblasen or Fuka or Doomdev in certain
What?
countries.
Just stop.
It's a process used in many countries, according to ethnographers, in which forceful.
That's made up.
It totally made up.
Dude, this is not Wiki-
Ethnographer?
This is on Wikipedia.
Yeah, no. This
Like
is
a calligrapher?
this
No,
is
no.
the onion.
It's a-
Ethnographer?
An ethnographer is a branch of anthropology and the systematic study of individual of cultures. So it's
Still made up.
anthropology explores the cultural phenomena from the point of view of just. So, anyways, they forceful blow air into the cow's vagina or sometimes anus
Oh.
to induce her to produce more milk. Cow
Hmm.
blowing was the reason why Gandhi abjured cow milk, saying that since I had to come to know that the cow
Oh,
and
boy.
the buffalo were subjected to the
Oh, boy.
process of fuka, I am conceived a strong disgust for milk.
So just to be clear, that
Um,
was your Mahatma Gandhi
Well, doesn't that go,
impersonation.
I don't know. Is that the way they sound? It was just a dialect.
Oh boy!
Is that racist?
It had some German sound in
It
there.
had lots of stuff going on.
Uh,
In the
okay.
Eastern
Well,
Bloc.
evidently Gandhi he despised milk, and that was the reason. I guess he had to wake up every morning and blow in a cow's ass or vagina
Oh,
in order for it to get
boy.
produced.
Did they use one of those things like they started fires?
No,
Like a big accordion
billow.
thing?
Don't they call that a billow?
the cow blow of the
Well, no,
tribes of.
what do they call that thing? I thought it was a billow.
I don't know what they're called.
That's important to me right now. Look that up, Mr. Producer. What do you call the fireplace? It's a billow.
Billow. I don't know. Could be.
Billow.
See, because it's
I'm
got the
almost-
little stick on there. You can just
Oh,
stick it in
yeah.
there and just.
Those things were massive. I mean, there we go. Hold on. No, I don't.
Billow is not correct.
You don't think so?
No,
It's a
Well,
bellow.
go back.
Bellows. Bellows.
Oh, I was close.
That's what it is.
No, that's not it either. Well, don't look at the pictures. Look at the definition on the. Yeah, there we go.
No, bellow is.
No, that's not
it's a
no.
bellow.
To shout in a deep voice.
Yeah. He bellowed across the canyon. Okay, it's not. It's a billow. Billon. It's got to be.
Fireplace blowers are commonly called
Oh, there it
names
is.
such as
Oh, bellows plural. Interesting.
It's belows.
Billows. Dude, he
It's
belows, man. He totally belows.
Bellows.
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 It's a pleated windbag.
It works, man. That shit works. Why don't you see those more often?
because nobody has a fireplace anymore. No, that's a
Oh.
remote control and gas.
Yeah, it's all
Probably-
gas. You don't need to.
Yeah, probably true.
In fact, those things don't even work. I told you our power went off last year, 2021 or something like that in February, and I'd had our fireplace running fucking 2 days straight when the power was off.
Right.
Nothing. You'd have to
Nothing,
literally
nothing. What?
no heat.
Did you put any wood in there?
No, it's gas.
No, you have to have wood in there.
Well, there's fake wood in there.
no.
They're
no.
supposed to get hot and radiate.
So the only
My
way that
room
works,
gets fucking hot downstairs.
it only works if there's
If
a
I have a
fan
fire
that
going.
blows the shit out.
No, my
You have a
fireplace
blower?
downstairs. I have a gas starter and a wood fireplace.
Are you supposed to be burning wood in there?
Yes,
Because I will tell you that they're
I've done it for 20 years.
they're not. I know, but they're not rated for that. There was a house across the street, not across the street, but across the road later.
you can
They burned.
you
The house burned
can
down.
smoke, but they need to be cleaned
You
out.
need to clean. You need to clean it.
When's the last time
chimney.
you cleaned it? 20
I-
years ago?
We need to get it done this year.
I've been
No, it's been
told
that long.
they're not rated to burn wood.
Well, our buyer said it was
Wow.
Really?
because we asked. We want to burn wood in that. We don't want the fake logs.
Right. Gotcha.
Well, I guess that makes a big difference because, like, the one in my house is not rated
No,
for
because
fire
all-
burning either.
Because all those ambers and all that stuff gets hot, and it heats us up. And you walk back to the back bedroom, and it's ice cold back there
right.
because it's so warm out there in that living room downstairs.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It works anyway.
Do
so
you have a bellows?
I used to. It was a small because we bought a
Did
kit.
you use the bellows to fuka a cow?
Mm.
No, I've never done that.
I'd be interested to find out if it did produce more milk based on your bellowing.
I don't know. I will not test that. And
Oh,
you- and-
oh,
and-
oh.
So hold on.
Tis the
This guy
season.
Scott. Does he sell cows? Kind of like what we
yes,
did.
they do.
yes, they can do that.
And we found a new source.
And good deal. I mean,
They were more money than what we paid. We were paid what, $5 a pound.
I don't remember.
They said that they were about $6.50, $7 a pound right now, just because of inflation and everything.
right.
Right, so it's
Are
close.
you guys almost through that stuff?
No,
No. Okay. So I mean, at some point we need to get another one.
that was springtime.
And the four of us split a cow.
No,
I mean,
just the two of us.
The
did.
two, well, yeah, I counted the wives. Sorry,
Right,
but yeah. So
that
just
was
the two,
half a cow.
half a cow, and it was a lot of meat.
So we had
Yeah.
each
I
of
have,
us had
I
a
have
quarter
quite
cow.
a bit left still.
Yeah.
I would need to sit down with Tara. We would need to sit down with Tara and find out what she would want. I would like to get involved in it, but she didn't want any of it.
It was a very interesting when he pulled up with all the sealed stuff, and we did our. It was actually kind of painful. I mean,
Yeah.
we were trying to separate all the different types of steaks and
Oh,
the this
yeah.
and the that, and we're trying to be completely, totally fair.
Right.
And so we're like, okay, there's 20 ribeyes, so you get 10, we get 10, and then but everything had to be piled up all throughout the garage with the different different
Yep.
types of cuts, and it was
Sirloins
crazy.
and
Yes.
stew meat and
It was crazy,
ribs.
Hmm.
and 1,000,000 pounds of hamburger.
Yeah, just a million. A lot of
A
hamburger.
lot of hamburger, and it was
It's great hamburger.
yeah, it really is.
It's better than anything I've had at
Me too.
any of the stores.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't even drain
I
it.
would do it for the
I don't
hamburger.
even drain it. I don't even drain it.
Yeah.
So it's good. Good stuff.
Well,
Anyway.
maybe for the holidays, speaking of the holidays, you had mentioned something about Will Ferrell, and I kind of started thinking about that movie Elves.
Elf.
Elf. Is it Elf? Yeah, I guess
I
it
saw
is
that
Elf.
movie once. The only scene I remember of that is the belch scene.
Dude, I've seen
It's
that
a funny movie.
I've seen that movie 20 times.
Yeah, it's a
only
good
watched it
movie.
once.
It's a good movie.
I'm penciled. I have no idea. Why would you only watch it once?
Yeah,
It was all right.
Sacrilegious.
it's good.
I watched Christmas Story.
Yeah,
Instead.
well, that one too. I've watched that,
I
tons
watched
of
that
times.
one. I like that one. It makes me because that one took place in Cleveland, and I grew up in such a very similar. So it reminded me of my
your childhood.
My
Blow your
youth.
eye out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though that took place probably in the 60s, maybe.
Yeah.
Which I was in the 70s, so it's still very, very similar. The cars,
No.
the clothing, the TVs, and all that shit.
Well, Will Ferrell in general. I mean, I just he's one funny motherfucker.
He hasn't done anything in a while.
He hasn't. I was kind of trying to find out.
Although
some
he
of the
has
stuff.
a new movie coming out with Ryan Reynolds.
Really?
I think it's a Christmas one where he is a spirit, kind of a Christmas Carol type of thing.
Right.
But it's a comedy.
Like Scrooged.
I think along those lines, kind of see what your life would be like in these different situations, type of scenario.
So, how old do you think Will Ferrell is?
Probably late 50s or 60s.
I'm gonna go with 54.
He was born in 1967.
So he's 2 years older than me.
Yeah. So
He's
he
50.
looks so much older in real life right now.
I haven't seen him in a while.
So he's 3 years older than I 55.
Yeah, he's 55.
There we go.
Yeah, he's 6'3".
He has a scar on his stomach.
Yeah, remember that from one of the movies.
Yeah, look.
So he's got movies like
knife wig or
Anchorman,
something.
Step Brothers, Elf, Daddy's Home, the Talladega Nights.
Which there's some funny stuff in that, but I didn't care for that movie.
So how did these? This is a random comment or random question, but how do these people stay busy? So he makes a film every couple years. He's got so much money that he never has to work again.
Well, he campaigns for Beto.
Oh, God.
That's what he does.
That answers my question.
That's what he does.
No, that's
seriously,
not.
what like
And they vacation.
and not really him, but what do they do? What do they do?
Like day to day.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
What do you do when you wake up in the morning? You don't
Nothing
work,
to do.
nothing to do, nothing to do, and you have so much money, and
Or you have no responsibilities. More
right, and you have people. You have people to do everything, right? Like to take care
Well,
of
you
your
gotta
house
maintain
and
that.
your
Well, like Will Ferrell, for example.
I'd volunteer.
He's got 3 kids.
Do they?
I would.
But do they?
Oh, I don't know.
Some
Probably
do.
not because they couldn't go to anywhere because they'd be
Get hounded.
get hounded.
Get autographs and.
Right.
I mean, I guess they have a ranch with horses, and they go out to the ranch where they have a team of equestrian.
Well, especially him. He's not one of these. It's not like you're an athlete. We have to stay in shape. He's a slug. So he's like, I don't need to stay in shape.
Right.
I don't need to do anything.
Right. So he goes out to his ranch and he rides horses and maybe
I don't know. I don't know what he does all day. Maybe he goes to HEB.
So
I guess everybody does something different,
The
right?
movie with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds, that comes out November 11th. It comes out very
Yeah,
shortly.
that's what the preview's for it.
So, I mean, what would we do?
I would
if we were wealthy,
I would volunteer.
You'd stay busy just by like.
I would. I just couldn't. You could do that for a while.
if I were wealthy, I would go to school forever. I would go to school forever.
You just sit in classes all day long and learn stuff.
That's what I would do. I'd spend the rest of my life absorbing information, and moreover,
I wouldn't do it in universities. I would go out hands on.
whatever.
And learn stuff.
I'm just saying,
hands on.
I would learn, and I would want to teach. I would want to have an impact in my community, and essentially, I think that's what he's trying to do. And unfortunately, for Will Ferrell, he
Misguided.
And look, we're speaking from we have our beliefs in being a Republican. Will Ferrell believes more government. All right, that's his belief.
Yeah.
Should we shame him because he wants more government and to be
No.
more of a fascist and a communist as opposed to being a red-blooded American where we want to be free from that kind of stuff? Some people want more government.
It's interesting you say that because I remember seeing a quote. I mean, just yesterday, the day before, of somebody saying, how is it possible that somebody could be so delusional that they think voting for DeSantis is, or Gregory Abbott is like is any remotely good?
They're ignorant.
It's amazing. Well, I mean, they think we're ignorant.
Yeah, but
They literally think we're ignorant. Just literally that. What do you call it?
that's where you need to sit
polar
down.
opposites, right?
And you need to have you need to I don't want to say hash it out because it doesn't need to be ugly.
Right.
Just you need to have a
Have
meeting
a
of the
real
minds and be like,
conversation
hey
about it.
man, look, I like Abbott because of XYZ.
Tell me why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell me why you don't like him.
Right.
And because obviously Abbott's in a lot of people's back pockets.
Yeah.
The ERCOT, the management of the power grid, that whole thing was ugly. And
At the end of the day, honestly, you can't trust any politicians in my opinion.
no, you can't, and it's unfortunate.
Well, I mean,
We need politicians out there that you know what, and goddamn, and it hurts me. I mean, I want more politicians like Trump, except I don't want Trump.
The bullshit.
Yeah, I don't need immature.
Yes.
Shit going on.
Immature is the perfect word.
And it's just like, dude, stop. But I do want the policies that Trump is instilling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to pay more. I don't want to have to pay China. Why? I mean, oh my God! It just trips me out, the ignorance of some of these folks that think that we're us selling our products to China and us paying taxes for it to go in, but yet China can send all their rubber dog shit from Hong Kong and all this stuff. Well, they're tax free.
Right. Well, that's the whole.
Why aren't they paying taxes?
Well,
and it's just like
that's the whole tariff thing.
and $600+ billion a year.
I know.
Come on, man.
It's crazy.
I didn't want to jump in too far of this, but what would I do with the money? I would try to instill a sense of community. I would try to. I would really want some sort of historical archive built. I'd want to rejuvenate the Smithsonian to include some history points that aren't currently in the books. They are in the books, but they're not currently being taught.
Would you try to find the Sumerians?
I would love to dip into that type of history.
Oh God!
And find
you would
more.
eat that shit up.
He'd be on
You would be
YouTube.
the guy
But
that
it
would
wouldn't
be
consume
walking
me.
through the Amazon jungle with a team of archaeologists looking for that.
And ethnographers.
Those two
But-
looking for the golden vag.
But look, I wouldn't
whatever it
be
is.
obviously I wouldn't be interested in finding the gold. I would only be interested in the
solving the mysteries.
I'd be interested in just the history behind it.
Sure.
Because there is so much history that we don't know jack shit about. People talk about going up in space and exploring the moon.
I think you should go deep sea exploring.
That's right too, but fuck that.
Why?
Dude, I'm not getting in one of those submarines and going down 3 miles and having something go wrong and boop, I'm imploded into a fucking walnut.
What movie is that? Where they're in a submersible and it goes
I want to lose weight, but not
Is
like
that
that.
the Abyss?
Is it the Abyss? Where they get like totally
Or was
I don't know. There's a
There's a
bunch
it was a
of
very
few of them.
disturbing scene. I remember watching it as a kid. I thought I was a kid.
Yeah, well, they go down there where they have to breathe helium, and you're like,
No. That's Abyss. I'm talking about when they're in a submersible and something goes wrong and something cracks in the windows
Yep.
and the submarine goes and they
Nothing.
get to nothing. They
Yeah.
get crushed to death.
Yeah,
It
well,
was like, God, what's
pass.
inside?
What was that?
What does that look like? Was it Leviathan?
I don't know. I
hold
remember
on.
being
There were some movies.
I remember
in a
being
string.
impacted by it. I don't know. Anyway, let me tell you a funny story. So we were talking about the Powerball,
Deep
right?
Impact.
No, maybe. No, that's not it.
That's the name of his cushion.
No, that's not my cushion.
That's your
It's a
pillow.
position.
Anyway, so we were talking about the what we would do if we won the Powerball, right? Here's the funny part. So we agreed. Before we started the conversation, we were like, we would not change who we are. We would not get more than we need. We wouldn't change who we are. We would hang out with the same people. We wouldn't like suddenly now want to hang out with all the elites and the politicians and the Hollywood people. So here's what I say. I was like, okay, well maybe I get like a 10,000 acre ranch, and I hire a team to ranch hands. And if we become a horse rescue, and we buy an equestrian. We hire an equestrian. Am I saying that right?
No.
Equestrian.
Equestrian
You
team.
got a little.
Equestrian team.
There's some phlegm in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of phlegm. Anyway,
Is that
you know
some
what I'm saying? We would hire all
leftover
these people
from
there,
Jerry?
and then I'm thinking to myself, well, but then I probably would travel a lot, so I'm probably like 6 hours or 5 hours from the airport. Am I going to drive?
No, you build an airport on your
No,
property.
get this, right? So that's where we started. We started kind of going wheels off. I was like, well, I would have to get a helicopter, right?
I mean, John Travolta has his airplane go right up to his house.
This is what I'm talking about. It's like we started out being we wouldn't go excess, we wouldn't do this, we wouldn't do that,
Right.
and here I am going. Would I really drive 5 hours to the airport, or would I have to get a helipad and get a helicopter, and then
Needs to be
he would be like,
luxurious.
well, that would be more convenient. I mean. It was hilarious.
So
like,
we
we started
were-
laughing.
I did
we started
a-
laughing how quickly it ballooned into.
I did a gig out, a DJ gig out, Possum Kingdom, out in the middle of nowhere in Texas. You ever
Yeah.
heard of Possum
Oh,
Kingdom?
Oh
Lake?
yeah.
It's
Yes.
beautiful out there.
Remember they had that big
so
fire.
they had, they've got some of these properties out there that are just
Ridiculous.
lavish, you know. And they've got this one that's up on a cliff. It's probably about 100 feet up off the cliff. They've got some stairs that go down.
To the lake,
And-
to Eagle Lake or whatever it's called.
It's called Possum Kingdom Lake.
Oh yeah,
and
there's
it's
Possum Kingdom.
and it's
There's an Eagle Lake out there as well.
Devil's
Backbone.
something where they have fireworks that go off there on 4th of July. They
Oh,
hired
nice.
me to go out there, and the guy that owned the house was one of the Anheuser-Busch boys. And he has out on that property. First of all, it's huge.
Of course.
Huge. And it's got a huge Bud Light or Budweiser neon sign.
Okay.
It's off, but when you okay, let me. So he's got 2 helicopters out there. He's got a 4-seater and an executive one, which is 12 plus people.
Oh my
So-
God.
He's got 2 helicopters out there because I was in our minivan. I was driving the Chrysler minivan, and I had 2 people with me. And it was fucking jam packed with gear strapped on the fucking roof and everything, and we're driving all over the
You're all
country roads
hoopty,
back
just
there,
bouncing dust
and
coming
we're
out.
dude, it's back roads,
With
and I'm
no
like,
shocks,
fuck, man.
Hubcap comes
Yeah, with
flying
no
off.
shocks. Boom.
So
boom,
I
boom,
call up this
boom.
guy, and I'm like, hey, we're close, we're a little early because I wanted to make sure because I didn't know where exactly we're at.
This was a DJ gig.
This was a DJ gig, and so I'm like, we're a little early, but we're a little lost right now because the directions just aren't out here, And so he's like, "What are you driving? You driving a silver van?" And I was like, "Yes, I am." And he's like, "Go about half a mile and take a left." And so I'm like, all right. So I go up there and I take a left, and then he was basically following me in a helicopter. Had no idea. And then finally he told me, he was like, "Yeah, I'm above you in the helicopter." And so I pull all the way up, and that was cool as shit. So, but the
I
point
can
by bringing this
imagine.
up is that when you can get to his house driving a vehicle, it's difficult. Most of the people that got there showed up by boat. And they pulled up, and and you walk up
How
the stairs.
cool
you
would
get there.
that be?
So
to
I
just
show up in a.
go from your lake house to go across the lake to.
But listen to this. Remember that Bud Light, the Budweiser neon
they
sign?
turned it on.
Dude, when it's on, it's like
Overwhelming.
10-foot tall and
Does
like
it hum?
30-foot wide.
Oh my God.
Okay, so he says he's not allowed to keep it on for very long because of ordinance and stuff like that.
Well,
Because
yeah.
but what he does when he flies his helicopter in, he
Okay.
turns on the light, the neon sign, and the helicopter comes in, it's like lands, and he turns the light off.
Oh, that's the way to guide
That's their
them in.
landing light.
That's their landing lights. They could totally see where you're at.
Oh my
Where's it at? Ding,
God.
boom. Right there. I
That's
thought that was
awesome.
cool.
That's awesome.
Anyway, so you talk about having money. Those guys got more money than shit.
Oh
and
yeah.
we had our gear set up there, and I remember I forget exactly, they call it Devil's Row or Devil's. So basically, on 4th of July, what they do is they have hundreds of boats out there, and they make these little lines,
Oh yeah.
and then they tether each other,
Yes.
and then they all jump, and everyone's having fun, and you got music. Well, I have my speakers out there, and I've got big tanks,
Right.
and I'm just like blasting out over by the lake, just
Yeah.
insane. And the girls are up on the boats dancing, and it was just a huge ass party.
Oh yeah.
Let's
It
go.
was really great.
We still have it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't invited back the next year. It
All
could
right,
have
so
been the
not-
pictures I was taking. I don't know.
Not to take a hard left, but we're reaching the end of our podcast now. I would love to get an update on the election.
Oh,
What do you say?
So I'll tell you what. Let me
think
close out
Fetterman
the
is
cow
still winning.
blowing.
Are we winning anything?
DeSantis won, Abbott won. That's all I know.
Election status. So we are. Let me read.
Abbott
55 to
so they-
43.
So they called it. That
Nice.
wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. Suck it.
That's his third one in a row he's lost.
Yeah,
When are they going to give up on him?
Yeah, when is he just going to go away and realize that he's actually unqualified to hold any office?
All right.
All right.
So, what specifically? What are we looking for?
I want to look for that Maya.
All right. So
She's down.
So that,
Sheila Jackson Lee is going to win again.
Oh, what?
Yeah, she's down 53 to 43.
Where do you see that?
10,000 over here, District 34.
That's
Oh,
amazing. She's
that's so
10,000.
disappointing.
With I don't know how.
I
much
think
is
it's a
reported.
lie.
That's so disappointing because she's a
53%.
breath of fresh air,
53% in.
and you know she's gonna fight for everything.
What's
for
the
her
percentage?
for her constituents?
53% in.
Yeah. Well, there's still a lot of wiggle room, and
That's a big gap, though.
That's
so
10
here's the
points.
thing. I mean, Vicente he's a solid runner, and he's dug in. And when I say dug in, there's a lot of support for him. There's a lot of money that's keeping him there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pulled the big boys down to help him out.
Is he the one that had the $100,000
All the money issues. Yeah,
China?
he's had a few issues.
He's had a number of scandals.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
There's
call
no-
it a scandal.
Oh, I would.
I mean, are you? Is it illegal to have a Chinese bank account?
as a congressman.
Is it?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding. Is it
Okay.
illegal?
It's not illegal. It's incredibly unethical
Why?
because it's a massive conflict of interest.
As a
That means
congressman,
he's
you
being
should have
fed. That means being paid by the Chinese party. That's exactly what's happening. Sorry, I'll just lay it right out there. He got busted on it too, but they protected him.
What about New York
Something
governor?
about his taxes. They were fucking with him about too.
Yeah,
Where he
him and his wife declared the same property as for tax exempt or
Dude.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Slimy. All right, what do we got? Yeah, give me some other ones.
I'm curious on that one,
well,
even though it has zero impact on
well,
me.
New York
I know, right?
right now. Holtz, how do you say her name? She's up by 56 over 43.
Shit. What a joke. You know what? At some point,
They get what they vote for.
I was going to say, good for you, man.
Yeah, they get what they vote for.
Have some fun with that.
Yeah,
Have some fun with more.
Ohio, DeWine is 62 over 37.
Governor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun with more crime.
Do
Have
we want
fun with
Senate?
more taxes. Have fun. Have fun.
So,
J.D. Vance.
New York Senate, we got is it Schultz? Charles Schumer? Is it Schumer?
Schumer.
Yeah, Schumer. Schumer over opinion, 60 to 39.
Oh, he's a shoe-in.
Oh.
Just like Pelosi. Pelosi wins like 90%, which is good for you. Keep voting for her, guys. She's doing a great job for you. Schumer's doing a great job for you.
I can't believe.
Keep doing it.
Well, look, the Fetterman currently, this is close. I got 49.5 to 48.2
Where?
for Pennsylvania for Oz and Fetterman.
Oh, the Fetterman thing.
Now, did they already call that?
No, they haven't called it.
67% in. No.
How-
It'll be a
how-
runoff. They have to win by a certain amount. So it could be a runoff.
He's clearly.
What about Ohio?
Here's what kills me. Hold on. Let's talk about Fetterman for a second.
J.D. Vance, 53. to
Clearly
40.
not mentally capable to hold office. Clearly. How
I
can
don't
anybody
understand
argue?
it. I don't
How can anybody
understand.
argue with that?
I don't understand.
He cannot complete sentences, and he's going to potentially win. Come on, Herschel Walker. Ooh,
Herschel's
Herschel
up
Walker's
by
leading.
almost by a point, 49.3.
84% in.
Damn, he may win it.
That'll be a runoff, too.
Oh yeah, it will be.
Well, they have 25% left.
Well,
All right,
according
what
to
else
this,
we
he only
got?
has 16%
Well,
left.
Marco Rubio obviously is a 97 report. He's definitely done with 3% left. There's no way Durnings can come back. Louisiana Republican John Kennedy 65 over 16.
Nick Kennedy, he is something else. He is just a good old boy.
And
He's smart.
Alabama, Katie Britt over Will Boyd, 67 over 30. Kansas, 59 over 38, Republican.
Arizona's a big one. Click on that one.
Arizona's Democrat currently. They got 58. Mark Kelly's blasting out
Kerry
Blake
Lake.
Masters.
Oh, that's Arizona governor. Can you pull the governor up for Arizona? Who's winning that?
I
think that's gonna
Katie
be-
Hobbs is over Kerry Lake right now, 56.9, 47 reporting. 47% reporting. Katie Hobbs over Kerry Lake. I like Kerry Lake.
like
I
her
do
a lot.
too. I do too. And she's down by what?
10 points?
Yeah, she's down
Oh,
by
God.
13
How in Arizona?
in Arizona.
When did it? Okay, well I know why Arizona became blue is because
All the border people coming up.
nope.
All the
Because
Californians.
California,
All
they
the Californians moving in.
yep, they left California because it's a cesspool, and now they're making Arizona a cesspool, and Colorado a cesspool, and Austin a cesspool. Everywhere California goes, bad things happen. Suck it.
Well, it's the mentality. So, government. Yeah, I don't know.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I mean, why can't you learn from mistakes? I don't get it. Why don't people?
Well, it's not a done deal yet.
I don't get it.
So we just gotta
What about Wisconsin?
same. Well, they're behind about a point and a half.
So that's a
over-
toss-up right there.
Are you talking about the governor or Senate?
Well,
Senate.
Senator.
Yeah. Well,
Senator
no.
at the
Ron
moment.
Johnson is up by a point.
Yep, I see that.
Yep.
So we're going to wake up hopefully in the morning with you telling we're not going to, and we're going to know who controls the Senate, and we're going to know who controls the House.
I
know
don't.
what?
I don't think we will in the morning. I think there's going to be some that are going to be
Oh, yeah.
too close, like Pennsylvania, Nevada is another one. I think is I can't. There's a big one out in Nevada. I don't know if it's Congress or Senate.
Look at poor Oregon. Look how much of Oregon is
Yeah.
red.
I know.
It's so depressing.
It's all that Portland.
Well, Nevada has no elections.
Yeah, they do.
Nobody's up for House.
Not for
Yeah,
House.
governors. No one up for governor. No one up for House, and no one up for
So there you go.
Senate.
So they don't have a race right now.
Well, they were talking about Nevada. Is a big. There's a big race out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, why aren't they showing it?
I don't know.
That's weird. Oh, it says too early. It doesn't mean there's nobody.
Oh, it does say no results yet.
Yeah, it says too early. All right. So
I cannot believe there's that many. I don't want to
Stupid
say
people.
Yeah, I don't want to say stupid because that's it's the way they believe.
it's incredible. It's incredible.
But I
And they feel the same way about us.
it just trips me out.
But seeing the state of affairs right now.
I know.
I mean,
It
you can have your Democrat beliefs on certain things, but the state of affairs right now, you're going, are we moving in the right direction?
I know.
No, we're not.
They say they are.
How?
They say they are. I know.
Everything is higher. Gas is higher.
I know.
The disaster over in Ukraine that we're screwing around with.
The disaster
The
pulling out
border.
of Afghanistan,
The
the
border.
border disaster, the fentanyl disaster.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't get it.
We're on a full out onslaught. I mean, with China, and they're beating the shit out of us, and we're not doing anything about it.
Nope.
And it's all coming up through the southern border that way they refuse to check.
And they're suing Arizona for trespassing because they blocked a section of the fence that was still open.
Yep.
Or the wall that was still open with the containers, right?
Shipping containers. Yeah.
And they're being sued for trespassing by the U.S. government.
It's crazy. It's so crazy.
And they said you need to remove those.
Yeah.
That's absolutely asinine.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah. Arizona took the expense to do it, saved the U.S. taxpayers money.
Yep.
Thank you for doing that.
Yep.
Because we couldn't get our shit together to do it for you. Thank you for doing that. No, you have to take it down because we're assholes.
It shows you they are willfully leaving the border open.
Yeah.
Willfully.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is an interesting election night. I don't think we're going to know much, like you said. Maybe next Tuesday,
Yeah. No shit.
we'll be.
I may be out of town.
We'll be. Are you serious?
I may. There's another hurricane coming in.
It's a tropical storm.
That's right.
Is it up to a hurricane again? It was tropical storm last I saw.
I got a notification saying that we are
Get ready.
yeah. So
It's on the east side, though, isn't it, this time?
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
Which Jacksonville got hit last time. The East Coast did get hit because it peaked up again and did some destruction. Nothing like the West Coast. But
It did. Yep.
it'd be nice to check out a little North Carolina action.
So you're hoping it hits?
yeah.
No, actually, I'm slammed right now. My boss, because when I went down there, they made they erred. They thought they were giving me a tremendous amount, and it turned out, to not be. And so, to recoup from that,
They're making up for it.
well, he's doing me a favor, frankly, trying to give me more to build up the bonus structure and stuff. But ultimately, it has nothing to do with the bonus structure. It's all about them.
Right,
Everyone
of
knows
course.
that.
Yeah.
But I'm busy, so I'm slammed right now. And like tomorrow, I'm not kidding. Tomorrow, I can't go to the gym. Tomorrow, I can't do anything. I got to wake up at the crack of ass, and I've got to pound out probably 6, 7 reports. And my reports are pretty thorough, as they should. I mean, I don't know. How's your thing going? I mean, are you going to be going back to work tomorrow? Or did you go today?
Yeah, I worked today.
So
Yep.
how was it
On
at
the final day, and you close the deal.
Yeah, I
On the
closed the
final-
deal.
on the final
It
day.
was a $10.3 billion deal I signed personally.
Oh, that's
And you missed the last 14 days of
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And I get 18% of that commission-wise.
oh, that's
So
nice.
I don't know what the numbers are, but I mean, at
10
some
billion?
point, the
Does that
numbers
mean we're
don't
going to
matter.
get upgrading our CNC machine?
Uh,
With a nice
no,
big old,
no.
no.
I don't subscribe to the whole give back program.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's just all mine.
I'm all about more. Just
In
more and
retrospect,
more.
you had mentioned what would do if we had a little extra money like that. Frankly, I would hire someone to do all the work.
No, part of the fun is doing it yourself.
Hold on, to do CNC work?
Yeah.
For us?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, I want to do it myself.
Oh, well, when you
Yeah.
don't have time, you got to try to make do.
Well,
I mean,
if
we
you have
come up
that
with
much,
all the
if you have-
design.
If you have that much money, you will have time.
I would open a Whataburger inside my house.
Like a little counter.
Yeah, like
And have someone-
my own Whataburger.
Have like two people working, one person on the grill, one person take your money.
Yeah.
You still have to pay.
Well, no, I would own it, so they wouldn't take my money.
No, well, you maybe have a
Well,
credit
no,
like a
you want the
country club.
full.
But I do want
experience.
the reward points. So
Every night. What's for dinner? Double. Or whatever they have.
And give me
Double meat.
and some tater tots with that. Ooh,
We're gonna have
I'm
a patty
hungry.
melt
Let's
tonight.
do some Whataburger.
and I walk up to my own
Producer.
counter inside my house. Yeah, I'll take the
Can I get to number 7? No ketchup, please.
Yeah, I'd like the number 2 with mustard.
Would you like cheese on that? Have I ever wanted cheese on that?
Yes.
Right. You know me.
Yeah. Come
Who
on,
else do you
bitch.
serve?
And I want you to clone the McRib sandwich.
And she stands there
That
for
McRib sandwich is
12 hours a
fantastic.
day.
Going.
She takes 2 orders, one for lunch, one for dinner.
Man, I'm really excited about what's coming up. We got Thanksgiving. There's lots of things to look forward to. We never even got to the deaths because there had been some deaths.
I didn't even look.
Yeah, there's been lots of people that died.
There was a Harry Potter dude that died today.
Was it today or?
Who was that? A famous one or a semi?
Well, you'd
character?
recognize him. But he was in his 90s, so I was like, man, has it been that long since they made a Harry Potter movie?
Well, it's the Leslie Phillips died.
Who was that? What character did he play?
Harry Potter.
Let me see here. What character
One
was
of the
it?
professors.
Yes, for sure.
He's one of the old people.
God, I'm having a huge brain fart. Well, anyways,
Yeah, who else died? There was somebody significant.
so Harry Potter and Carry On actor Leslie Phillips dies.
Oh, he played the Sorting Hat. Good Lord, he was the voice to the Sorting Hat.
Well, he was that's a big character. Hold on.
That's why you
Big
can't
character.
recognize him.
Big character, though.
Oh,
Big
that was
character.
the who's the big Ogar Hogar. No, who's the guy with the big beard? And,
Yeah, he died a while ago.
yeah, he died.
Yeah.
And he was the one that was supposedly gay, right? Maybe not in real life, but wasn't he like part of the show?
Oh,
No,
God.
he was interested in the tall broad
Yeah, no. What's her name? Wouldn't do that. The author.
She didn't do that.
No.
No, she. No,
That-
my point
that
is she.
motherfucker, Leslie Phillips,
Sh-
he was 98.
Right.
What a fantastic life.
No shit. That'd be great.
And he played a hat.
And he played a hat. I mean, come on.
That's one of his last
Wouldn't
roles.
we? Wonder how much you got paid for that. Anyway, what's the Backstreet Boy brother,
Oh, he died. But how did he die, though?
Aaron
He was
Stewart?
huffing. He was huffing.
What does that mean? Huffing.
That's when you have like an aerosol can of paint and you spray it in the
Are
bag.
you serious?
Yes.
That is
So it
ridiculous.
was like a drug overdose?
Yeah. He was heavy into drugs, and he was heavy into huffing, apparently.
How? What? I mean, come on.
Well, they said when they found him, they found empty aerosol cans and bags laying around. So they assumed that, and he was in his bathtub for
I mean, did he
quite a
have
while.
like paint on his nose and stuff?
I don't know if he was using paint or hairspray or who knows what he was using, but
and then,
All
and
right,
then
well, I want to update you guys on my sleep apnea machine. I have taken an additional step.
I was there.
I'm all the way up to purchasing it now.
great.
So I took the test. I don't know if I told our listeners, our millions of listeners out there.
Millions.
I took the test, and it was a one-night thing. I set my phone aside, put it on Bluetooth, synced this little cuff that went around my wrist, and this tethered to my fingertip, which had all kinds of little probes and stuff, and a microphone that attached around my trachea, and it listened to me for 7 hours, 40 minutes.
And it said you didn't breathe for 4 of those hours?
it's like you died 8 times.
Dude, it was... There was a scale that was unfathomable. I mean, it was...
Well, maximum severe was 30.
yeah.
You were what?
it was
84?
80... It was
That's so
it was
not good.
unacceptable.
That is so not
It was
good.
unacceptable. So the lady was like, "Yeah, well, we don't really have a machine that fits you like this." So,
She's like, we're going to airlift it today.
Yeah.
so Jeff was with me. We went down to Santos, Texas, and we went.
In our excursion, our
Yeah,
meat
we did a little
excursion.
excursion with Dudes
yeah.
Without You.
With
So,
your-
anyways,
with your-
I've
with
got
your
it to
meat
update the things.
excursion.
We've got it coming. I ordered it last night. I think I paid for like the whole thing with about 6 months worth of filters. Was
No, you
about
got a year.
13. Whatever I ordered, I did say year, didn't I?
You got year.
And I don't think she put a year on there.
No.
But whatever, it was like $1,400 for everything.
That's not bad.
But that was the.
I mean, we heard way worse numbers than that
yeah. Well,
when you were
this is
first looking
supposed-
into it.
This is their top of the line, right?
I told her I want the Cadillac, and spare no expense. And this is what she said that they want to sell, and this is what
you
the
have
guy,
the whole face mask on, right?
I do. They said that.
Well, you have the CPAP. He has the APAP.
Yeah.
I didn't know the what?
CPAP
Yeah,
is continual
it covers
pressure.
my
This.
mouth as well.
Well, no,
because
CPAP is continual pressure, where you set your pressure and it's set. His adjusts.
It's a variable.
It senses how you're breathing and adjusts. So if it knows you need more, it's going to jam.
I think,
Anyways, I am
I think
looking.
mine does that too.
This
And
is
you have
a
an APAP, not a CPAP.
this is a fantastic. I'm looking forward to the new Sean that hopefully will come out of this, because every day I'm tired. Every single day I'm tired, and this is something fantastic. Yeah, it costs a lot of money, but
well,
you know what?
It's more than just sleep. It may be keeping you. It may save your life.
Yeah. Well, oxygen's down and the whole 9 yards. Look,
I'm excited that you're doing this. Yeah.
This is great. It's a step in the right direction with life, and it's something that dudes like us can appreciate. So, I appreciate you guys listening. Dudes like us. It's November 8th, and it's election day.
Election day.
Yeah. No.
And we have
election, not erection.
No. I said election. And we have Blanton. And we had
Blantons.
And we have Blanton today.
Dudes like us. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
Our producer, Mr. Austin, back there. Cheers.
Kicking it.
About to slam the rest of mine.